Why should you play Diablo 3? Well, let me show you. Just kidding. The game actually looks a lot more like this. And that's fine. There's really two kinds of games. Those we play for the story, like Red Dead Redemption, The Last of Us, any Telltale game, and those we play for the gameplay, Mario, most first person shooters. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll get both. God of War, Portal 2. Diablo is more the gameplay kind of game. To be honest, I skipped all the cutscenes and dialogue. Not because the story is bad or so complex it loses you, but because the game was so damn fun, I just wanted to get back to running trains onto unsuspecting mobs. But let's talk about the real reason we play games like this: the
We
numbers.
want the numbers, Mason. That's all we've ever wanted.
There's something about hitting your enemy for 100 billion damage that makes me harder than Captain America's shield. It's the same reason I failed my math class in high school in favor of farming for the Unkempt Herald in Borderlands 2. No regrets. As well as the numbers, though, the amount of classes, the builds, the customization, it's enough to make you not see your family for a whole year. I mean, not that I see them very often anyway. With the introduction of their seasonal hero system back in 2017, they keep their content fresher than fruit at a natural grocer's. Shout out to the devs for keeping things updated on almost an 8-year-old game. With Diablo 4 in development, it's pretty miraculous they're still adding to this game. The amount of gear, skills, and mechanics can really be intimidating when first starting the game. Remember your first day of freshman year of high school when you were walking around and seeing all the Chad seniors with their hot girlfriends, and how everyone knew how to get to class without having to constantly look at a map every 5 seconds? Well, that's basically how the first few hours felt in this game. You gradually learn the mechanics as you go on, thanks to either your one friend or YouTube, because just like high school, this game sure isn't going to teach you. And Mr. Johnson, will you please slow down? I can't take notes that fast. Sorry, where were we again? Oh, right. The mechanics. What the hell is Kanai's Cube? And why didn't I know about it until I was looking up Crusader builds on icyveins.com? And what the hell is icyveins.com? And should I take a 3% damage increase if I lose 2% recovery on and 1.8% toughness on this new chess piece?
And can Goku avenge the life of his close friend Krillin? The only way to find out is to stay tuned to the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oof. It was probably all in those cutscenes and dialogue boxes I quick time event button mash through. But in all honesty, it's not that hard to get the hang of everything, and a few minutes on Google should be enough to make you the alpha you always have been. Now for the last but definitely not the least important thing that needs to be covered whenever talking about a Diablo game, and that is the loot. The first time I picked up a weapon that had the status effect of dealing 2000 damage every other hit, this game has some of the craziest loot that I've ever seen. It even has a sword that will summon a herd of murderous cows to fight with you? What? Who thinks of this? There's also another weapon that will make your enemies squeal like a pig. This game really does start to reach Borderlands 2 levels of insanity when it comes to its weapons. And if you're worried about the loot drops, don't you worry. Once you start hitting the higher levels, you'll start seeing legendaries galore, which is always an amazing feeling. But not so amazing that it gets overwhelming. You can be assured that there's always a grind to come with this kind of game, one that is also satisfying. I only started playing this game in 2020, so I don't know the entirety of the history of the game's development cycle. But from what I've heard and from what I've seen, when the game first launched, it was kind of a mess. Between Error 37, which basically just meant people literally couldn't connect to the servers, the lack of endgame content, the game was just unfinished and unpolished. But since then, there's just been a lot of changes made to the game since its release back in 2012. I think the devs have made the push in the right direction. In a 2015 Game Developers Conference, Josh Mosqueda, who was at the time the game's director, stated, "Diablo is about killing demons and slaying Diablo, and let me tell you, That is exactly what you do in this game. Diablo has a ton of different ways that it allows you to go around killing these demons. I personally prefer to run around as a barbarian or as a crusader, just slicing and dicing through my enemies, just getting right in the middle of everything. Or if you're scared of conflict, then there's also some ranged builds, which I really don't care about because to me that's the important thing, is to be just right in the middle of the action, which is exactly what Diablo gives to you if you're looking for it. If you're looking for a game that'll get your blood pumping, that'll make you almost break your damn keyboard or controller because you're button mashing so hard trying to get everything dead, this is the game that you're looking for. And really, this is why you should play Diablo. Or Doom if you only care about killing demons. But that's the core of this game, to make you feel like the badass that you already are. And if that isn't a good enough reason to give this game a shot, then I don't know what is.